What's up, everybody? Friendly Greens here, coming back at you with another update on these gold glues by Mephisto Genetics. They are on day 77. Now with these girls, I did check the trichomes on them last night and they are ready to be cut down. They are at like the peak cloudiness, but I do want to wait for them to get a little bit of amber in them, so we are probably going to push them maybe another week, maybe two, if I need to push them out even longer. But I also don't want to have these plants go overripe without like the trichomes changing colors and whatnot, because some autoflowers will overripe before the trichomes actually change color to amber. So we're gonna try and get about 5 to 10% amber, and then we'll do a chop. If she's not really progressing in the next, like, say like 4 or 5 days, we'll probably just call it quits there and give her a chop and get her all dried up. We'll probably be drying these girls in this tent here, just because my tent that I used for the last plants to dry in, that is being used for the photo periods. I didn't get around to making a video for that this week, just because the way I have my lights set, it's from 9 at night that my photos turn on, and then it turns off at 9 in the morning. So I just been a little bit too tired to even kind of check on them and do a video, just kind of doing the basics with those girls. But for these girls here, it's just been pretty basic. They're not drinking terribly much more water than previously. They're just kind of the same. If anything, they're starting to drink a little less. So I am kind of not giving them crazy amounts of water, pretty much kind of a little bit tiny amount less than normal. Usually they get about 3 to 4 of these each, and now it's gone down to about like 3.5 of those each, that the pots will feel heavy, because I wait until they feel kind of light and stuff, or I'll give the pots like a squeeze like that. That's also another like trick of mine that I like doing with fabric pots, especially if you have fabric pots that you can squeeze. Like if it squeezes inward, you know there's moisture in that. Obviously, if you go to squeeze it and you're grabbing onto like a brick or something, yeah, your soil's probably hydrophobic at that point. You don't want it to get super hard. That's kind of how I judge like the bottom parts of the moisture in the pots without like a moisture meter or anything like that. If you're the type of person to want to be hands-on, just kind of give her a squeeze. If she squeezes in and feels moist and has like a give, kind of like almost if you were drying a bud and stuff, you want it to not like be crumbly. You want it to have a little bit of give and poof back out. That's kind of how I judge the bottoms of the pots, to see if they still have water remaining in them. Our light still at 100% there. Our ducking, we still have that set to duck out at 75 Fahrenheit, not humidity, 75 Fahrenheit. So anything above that will kick on and suck that out. Trying to keep the temps nice and low around, I'm trying to shoot for 72 to anywhere to 74, kind of keep it real low, just because I want to preserve the terps on these girls. They are smelling crazy. This girl right here, she's very frosty, but she gives off like very funky gassy notes. And then this one, she's kind of like a similar one to that one, funky, gassy, but a little bit of floralness to it. And then this one's got gas, fruity kindness smell. So it kind of got a little bit of a variety of these girls. So when I do dry them up, I am thinking about probably putting them in their own separate bags and labeling them, so then we can have, you know, well, know which one has like which terpene profile and everything, because they do all smell insanely different from one another. But the tent overall, it does smell like gassy terps when I open it up and stuff, when I do like waterings, or I'm just coming in here to check on them and look at them. I'm sure you guys know how that goes. But yeah, nothing too crazy. During the lights off period, I have this thing here, and then I have another like kind of bigger 6-inch fan that I'll just hang right here, and I'll have that on blowing around. I do leave my tent door slightly open to blow out air, just because lately the humidity has been jumping up crazy high when lights are off. So the only way to combat that is to leave my tent door slightly open with a fan right there blowing air out of the tent, just because my lung room kind of has a decent bit of humidity built up in it, just because the humidity is kind of crazy outside where I live. But we are dealing with that currently. Also, my flower or my photo period tent exhausts right into my lung room, so that doesn't really help, but I do have ducking coming to set that up to go out the window. But yeah, she's looking pretty good. I did strip a lot of like the bigger fan leaves off of all these plants. I'm sure you guys could probably tell that right away. So I did strip her down, getting her prepared for, well, essentially harvesting her. But nice looking buds so far. This one is nice and chonky and big. Like, I'm probably gonna end up having to break this up into a bunch of different buds, just because I don't personally like having just one massive cola to smoke off of. Kind of my more favorite style size is like something like this, you know, or that. These, I really like the style and shape and size of these buds. And then these ones I really like too, because they're kind of, they got like, it's not foxtail-y, but it's almost like that bubbly kind of look that they have going. And then this one kind of just, I don't know, looks like your normal classic kind of bud structure to me. But yeah, they're doing really good so far, so good. And yeah, it's been pretty much you know, smooth sailings this whole entire grow. Am I going to be continuing using these dry amendments? I do believe I am going to continue using these dry amendments. They are very easy. It makes the whole watering thing super simple. So we're going to continue to use those, but on the next run, I do believe we are not going to use these 2-gallon fabric pots. We are going to go back to the 3 gallons. We might even push it to the 5 gallons. I haven't decided yet, but more or less leaning towards the 3 gallons, because then we can get a few different ones in here. And then for the next run, we might not even train. We might just let them go naturally, depending on how much height we have, because as you see here from like the tops of the pots, these are foot tall, so the other ones would be a little bit shorter. But from about yay there to up there, we don't really have a lot of play room, but it's good enough to where it's at. I do believe my tent is a 5-foot tent, so she's 5 foot tall, so not a lot of room for them to grow up, especially with like everything else. You got like the little wire and the string thing, so you know, you still have about yay much room that you could pull the light up, but you also have to subtract that from there, so not too much room. That's kind of why I have these other tent for the photos, because that is a 6.5-foot tent, I think, I do believe. So it's a little bit bigger than this tent, but this tent is perfect for my autos, which I enjoy doing because I like having a bunch of different terpene styled buds. I don't like smoking on the same strain over and over. But yeah, this was just a little update for you guys. If you guys liked, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps the channel out greatly. And I will catch you all in another video. Later, guys.